Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another special edition of the Watertown Mayor Robotics Team News. Today we have special guest on Larson, our engineering leader. But hey, I'm Sam.
And I'm Blake.
And this is the interview of Larson. Larson, last week we had Bryce onto the show, and he had a lot of interesting things today, but we wanted to get some counterpoints from our engineering lead. So Blake and I here are going to ask you a couple questions. You're going to have a couple answers. It's going to be a grand old time.
All right. So how did you first come up with the idea for our shooter?
Well, it basically came down to watching a lot of other years of teams building similar methods of transporting balls, and then it kind of evolved from there. It's not finalized yet at all.
Well, I mean, as we all know, nothing's ever final in this program, especially now that we have no bag and tag. So, I don't blame you. We do have a projected date of finish. Is that correct, Larson?
Good luck with that.
All right, well, I guess that asks, how far along in the design are we then? What are we looking at here?
We're looking a little behind, but we might be done the Saturday before we leave. Maybe.
Saturday before we leave, that is the last practice we have before we leave, the robot may be finished.
Maybe. We might finish it in the pits.
So do we have any other future plans for our robot or our team?
For our team, we're actually planning on finally building some nice big team numbers so we can actually show support. And other than that, we're kind of running by the seat of our pants.
Well, it's not always a bad way to roll. This year's been pretty smooth sailing, all things considered. Now, Larson, we've been sitting here calling you Larson, and it's come to our attention that is your last name. So, Larson, we've come to ask the special question. What is your first name? And we're back. After a couple of technical difficulties, we've calmed Larson down, and know never to ask that question again.
It hurt a lot.
It's hurt a lot. But I do believe that this is the end of our program this week, Blake. So have a good night, see you next time, and ad Victoriam.